Hey, welcome to Wax Boss Wednesday. I am so glad you could tune in, whether it is Wednesday or any other day of the week. We are continuing on with this new Wax Boss Wednesday 2.0, and Dawnetta is still traveling, but she is headed on her way back to the US. I'm not gonna go into the details. But she is headed back to the US to get ready for her incentive trip to Quebec City. Hopefully she will be joining us next week. And then Becca I believe she has a couple of kiddos graduating, one from college and one from high school coming up. So she is really busy with all of that. So you are stuck with me for at least one more week. And tonight, I'm like I said, I want to keep these short and sweet and simple. I hope last week you had some time to complete your challenge, which was to find and print off the planning ahead document and come up with 3 new people and 3 existing customers that you could touch base with some of our upcoming limited time offers. And lo and behold, as of this recording on Wednesday, the May 10th, we have a big limited time situation coming up tomorrow. So I hope you either are preparing for that or you had great success with our warehouse sale. But that is not what I'm talking about tonight, because some of those things are a little more complicated, and we are all about keeping it simple. Tonight, I want to talk to you guys, or today, whenever you're watching. I'm recording during the day, but I want to talk to you guys about samples. We are a fragrance business, right? And we are very proud of our fragrance. We believe that our fragrance is some of the best fragrance available in the world. Yes, I said world. And it really is a difference maker for your Scentsy gig. Getting scents under people's noses is going to be a game changer. I know that the last few years, sales in general have been a little bit easier to come by, whether it's people have been home, so they could realize that their house maybe needed a pick-me-up, so they were smelling things more, whatever the case may be. I know there's some challenges going on right now with being successful in sales, and that's okay. It happens. Jacqueline Roy inspired me a few weeks ago about getting back to basics, just the simplest of things that we used to do all of the time, not just pre-pandemic, but just, 10, 12 years ago when I got started. So, and one of those things is samples and getting samples under people's noses. I mean, getting people to smell our stuff is critical and crucial. It makes the difference. Trust me. That's why all of us get some of these in our starter kits, right? Because Scentsy knows that for people to be swayed, if you will, to what we have to offer is to smell the difference in our fragrances. So sampling is a great way to do that. And if I have time, I'm going to cover sampling and handing them out. But I want to go super quickly, and I don't want to overwhelm you. So let's take a deep breath. Sampling is not hard. Sampling does not have to be hard. And the critical thing is not just to make the sample, but to get it in people's hands. First up, making samples the super simple way, because let's face it, we get some of these, right? But our testers aren't the be all and end all of what we have to offer. This is why Scentsy offers us the early access opportunities to LTO fragrances that are coming up. LTO is limited time offer that are coming up. For example, the Disney Epcot International Flower Garden Blossoms of Fragrance collection, or even our Scent Warmer of the Month. So this is something I do every single month. I make samples of the Scent Warmer of the Month, and for me, I mail them out to anyone who has ordered from me in the last 3 months. It does not have to be that hard if that's not where you're at. But literally, this is a piece of round felt that we ordered from Wish. So we got like 1,000 pieces for maybe $5, maybe even cheaper than that, to be honest. I think it's like $1 or $2 and then another $1 or $2 for shipping. Because it is from Wish, it does take a little while to get here. You might look around for other options. I know some people use their Cricuts or their Silhouettes to cut out felts. I know some people try to do the super cute things. Excuse me. And then some people will actually use the felt that's in the consultant store, whatever. I use these, they're super thin, so they don't soak up a lot of wax. I can get 50 of these out of a couple of cubes of wax. And I'm literally using the stickers that come in my, sorry, it's end of the school day and I'm getting all the messages. So I literally throw a handful of these in melted wax in my warmer, pull it out, put it on a piece of wax paper. You can also use aluminum foil, whatever's not going to be sticky. Let them come back to room temperature, and I put them in these little jewelry bags. You can get the jewelry bags at Walmart, Hobby Lobby, probably even Michael's, Joann's. I believe Joseph got the last of ours from a paper company. I can't remember the name of the company, but he orders them for me. But they're relatively cheap. You can usually get 100 of them at Walmart for, I think it's $2 or $3. So, and those can go a long way, right? And then this is the sticker. This is the Scent of the Month sticker sheet. You get 72 of these if you get the Scent of the Month kit, right? So literally, piece of felt, dip it in wax. If you want to make it go even further, you can literally just sit there and dip the wax. It doesn't have to be a full button of wax, so to speak. Okay. That sound, some of you are like, I can't do this. That's too much. I don't have time. Not doing it. Fine. Don't. That's fine. I'm going to show you something else. So I wanted to give you an example. So I literally pulled this from my personal stash. And I got a knife, a steak knife. It says Ginsu, but I'm pretty sure it's not. This is a set of knives I've had since I got married almost 23 years ago. Pulled this out of the drawer, put a cube on the back side of a notepad and cut it. And as you can see, I've got these little slivers. 1, 2, 3. That's a tiny one. 4, 5 little slivers. I would legit bag up 5 little slivers, and I would have 5 samples just from slicing off a tad of wax off of a cube. Is that a ton of samples? Nope. But if I keep doing that and I get 5 from every slice, you know, I'm probably going to get at least 20, 25, 30 off of that one cube. I know some people will use what's called a crinkle cutter, which is totally fine. I also know people who will use a cheese grater, and they will grate the wax, and they'll put like the little sprinkles of wax in a baggie and use those for sampling. Whatever you're going to do, whatever makes your life easy, that is what you need to do in order to get the samples, the sniff in somebody's hand. It's not about giving them a big honking piece of wax that's going to fragrance their house for days on end. It's really about getting that whiff under their nose so they can decide if they like it or not. Because that, at the end of the day, that's what we're looking to do, to help them decide if they like a scent or not. And that's been really successful for me. Okay, so you made some samples, and I am just talking wax here, guys. Wax is still the bread and butter of our business. You can obviously make samples. Truth be told, those little gray cubes up there have samples of other things in there, but we are keeping it simple, Scentsy here, and focusing on the wax. All right, so maybe you're going to come and say, well, I don't have the money to get the LTOs for consultant early access, but I want to hand out samples, but I don't want to lose my testers because I'm using those for parties. Fine. What bar do you have laying around the house? And if you don't have any bars laying around the house, we have a whole other conversation to have. Preferably it's something current, but honestly, it doesn't absolutely have to be current, especially if you're just more willy-nilly about handing the samples out. But preferably something current. This is a good reason to have an open party all the time so you can order stuff that's current to be able to share with other people. But use what you have to get you started sharing. If you are sharing something that's older, be prepared to give suggestions. If somebody's like, oh, I really like this, what do you have that's similar? Be prepared for that, okay? So here we go. You made some samples, and now what the heck are you supposed to do with it? So if you are trying to meet people in the wild, you can create or make or whatever a business card, staple a sample to your business card, and hand these out. You can hand it to the barista or the drive-through clerk at your favorite restaurant. You can leave these behind whenever you eat out. Make sure to leave a good tip. You can use these just to thank people for their service. If you're a really bold person and you are in the wild and doing your grocery shopping, you can hand it to your cashier. You can strike up a conversation with somebody in line and introduce yourself that way. That's a great way to build your customer base. I'll be honest, I am very introverted. That is not my comfort zone. But it's still a really good way to meet new people, and meeting new people is part of what we've always got to be doing. We got to fill our business is a funnel, y'all. So at the top, you always want to be adding people in because you've always got people going out. Okay, customers included in that. So that you can use them to hand out in the wild, if you will. A lot of people will add samples in orders. So if you are putting in party orders on the regular and you are bagging those up and delivering them either yourself, doing porch pickups, or taking them to a host to hand out, it's a great opportunity to introduce people to new scents they might not have tried before, or just as a little extra thank you for ordering from you. You can put those in those orders. It's one of the reasons why I love doing the felt samples, because I live in Northwest Arkansas and it is May 10th and it is 81 degrees outside right now. It was a lot closer to 90 yesterday. If I mailed this in a plastic bag, it would melt before it got where it's going. That's okay. They can still open it up and smell it, to be completely honest with you. But if you're handing things to people who are probably going to be in air conditioning, this little sliver of wax is more than enough, right? So putting them in those orders is a great idea as well. And like I said, I actually have a program where I mail out samples to everybody who has ordered from me in the last 3 months. I do that at the first of every month. If that's something you're kind of sort of interested in, then I can talk to you more about how to do that. Don't hesitate to reach out. But also you can put, if the last 3 months is too much for you, for me, that's between 40 and 50 people every month, which with the cost of postage these days is a little bit pricey. I won't deny that, but I have that money set aside in my budget and I know I get that money back. I'm tracking that, so I know if it's a successful program, and it is. I make more money than that back pretty much every month from mailing out those samples. I literally have an order sitting here right beside me from the ones I mailed out last week. But if you don't want to go that broad, you can send it to everybody who ordered from you last month. Or I know some consultants will send it to the last 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people. It just depends on what works for your budget, what works for your time constraints. But that is another idea for getting samples in people's hands. Absolutely. The key is to get people to smell what we have to offer. And if you can offer more than just the testers that you have, I highly recommend it. And if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out to me or Donetta or Becca. We're more than happy to help you either launch a program like I'm talking about, or just in how to make a sample. There's probably thousands of ways. You can search here on YouTube for a lot of other ways to make samples. I know a lot of consultants do what's called a mass sample days, and they will literally spend their day making samples. At just an FYI, this mess you see behind me, this is old testers. I've been with Scentsy for over 12 years now. I have amassed a ridiculous collection of testers. And the ones you see in the little chicken wire basket, those are testers of scents that are current right now. And in the bag, I've already pulled testers for stuff that's coming up next month for our Bring Back My Bar promotion. Getting ready to share those out. Either I'm going to make samples from those testers. Yes, you can do that if you've been around a little while and you have old testers, or you've got duplicate testers. You can absolutely take a tester, turn it upside down in a warmer, and it melts, and then you can do something else with it. Or you can do the felts, whichever way you're looking to work your business. But again, it really makes a big difference when people can smell our product. because we're a fragrance company and we're proud of our fragrance for a good reason. It smells fantastic. So your challenge between now and next week, or the now and the next time you watch, which I hope is next week, is to make 10 samples, just 10, nothing super complicated. Make 10 samples and hand them out to 10 people. Bonus points if you have a way to follow up with those 10 people, either because you already have their contact information and you can message them and say, hey, did you like it? Or if you get their contact information so you can follow up to see if they like it. That's another big part of the business, but we're not going there yet. Just bonus points if you want to go that direction. Right now, it's just all about making 10 samples, whatever you have laying around the house, preferably current, but not a must. 10 samples, getting out to 10 people. So I wish you well. I wish you good luck. If you want to make sure you get notified when our new videos go up live, make sure to click the bell for notifications and click the subscribe button. Thank you for the 2 people, Diana and Michelle, who subscribed last week. I'm going to have to double check that. I am so sorry, because I just spontaneously decided to say that, and I forgot to look up names, but I'm pretty sure it's Michelle. So anywho, I hope you guys have a fantastic week and good luck on the warehouse sale, and love you, and we will see you soon. Bye.